Welcome everybody to the Onward VR Master League Season 11, Week 1. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I am joined by my co-caster, Anonymouse. How are you today, Anonymouse?
I'm good.
That's all the energy I get out of you? You're good? The cast is coming up. It's a diamond tier matchup. Where's the hype, Anonymouse? It's your first cast of the season. We're back into things. Bring me the energy. How are you feeling?
Feeling amazing. I'm ready to get started into this cast.
Absolutely, it is going to be a good one. We got two high-tier teams, Animal House versus Peacekeepers coming at it. They're going to be duking it out. I am looking forward to seeing what both of these teams bring to the table, considering they're veterans in this league. They have been around in the VRML for several seasons. We talk about Animal House. It's a team that's been around since Season 4. When we look at Peacekeepers, they've been around for Season 9, but I mean, they have people like Captain Soda that have been playing on SMC that, you know, originally originated with SMC and have been playing since the origins of the VRML. So there are some serious veteran players on these squads here today. And I mean, with all the meta changes, everything new that we have in Season 11, I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of strategies we get brought to the table here today. And I mean, obviously the map pool being one of the bigger sort of changes that is going to be incorporated into this whole season. Each if you don't know how it works, every 5 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks, I think, the map pool rotates. New maps get integrated into the map pool, and new maps from the custom map pool. So we're getting maps that are created by the VRML community here, and I think we're going to see some custom maps, because if we're looking at the bans here for today, coming in from Animal House, we do have a subway ban. Interesting to see again that we're gonna get rid of a map that both teams have experience playing. Subway's been in that in the map pool for a very long time. And the same thing with that Suburbia ban coming in from Peacekeepers. Also interesting to see that we're getting rid of the close quarters, maps here for the start. This leaves maps like USS Quest, Sand, the custom maps on that map pool, and I'm really looking forward to what we see here today, Anonymous.
I'm very excited to see some of the custom maps that we have. We have, is it USS Quest in the map pool this rotation? We do have some more coming into the next map pool, but really
I just listed off 2. Okay, USS Quest, Sam. You gotta find one more. You gotta dig deep for one more there. But either way, we're not going to custom maps. We're going to Quarantine for the start of this series. Quarantine, something that we've seen plenty of. But what I do like is that even with the same old maps that we've become so familiar with, there is a shift in strategy here, because you do see new objectives getting placed around these old maps. So it adds that little spice of life, if you will, to the plain old maps that we have. I did get word that we are having tech difficulties from the likes of Animal House, so they are looking for a replacement. So we may be here for a few minutes, hopefully not too long. They do have, I think the standard rule is 15 minutes after scheduled game start before they have to play the first round. So they have a few minutes left here to try and get a 5th into their roster, and they can dip into that reservist pool, and I guess as good as time as any to promote the VRML. If you want to get involved in the VR Master League, if you want to play in this league, if you want to be featured on these streams, you got to get into a team. To do that, you can first head on over to the VRML.com, where you can join the VR Master League, create an account, join the Discord for your game of choice, and then from there, you just kind of try and find a team that's recruiting. Find a new team to the league looking for players. Once you join the Discord, you can enter into the reservist pool. What this means is that you can be in a moment like this where, well, I guess you'd have to be a little bit of a more veteran player, but when Animal House need a sub, they can dip into the reservist pool and grab a player, put them in as that 5th player, and continue to play without having to go up 4v5. And so there's lots of options in terms of how you can get started, right? You can start as a reservist, you can join a new team, and it does look like I've bought enough time, Anonymouse, for us to get into the first round. I was thinking we might be into a 15-minute timeout here before we got into this round, but thankfully enough, round 1 begins now.
Yep, we did get F. Lipinski in here. He is one of the players on Animal House, so they did not need to get a reservist. We're starting on a new objective. We're starting on a southwestern objective. This is a new one in the 1.8 update. It's a little tougher to defend. It's a little open to the west, but it's definitely going to be manageable for these veteran teams.
Could run into some early action as Fume takes position up into this multiple storied building. He's gone prone up into that 2nd floor, and it does seem like he's waiting for any sort of early action here, waiting to hear out any of this early spawn. And if he does decide to peek the window, he may find himself in a world of hurt, because Wicked Hex, Nolamite, and Willow all have angles down this lane and are on the hunt for the first kill of the round.
We have Nardu sitting right on the objective. He is just sitting so close to that objective. There are the little like Hescos surrounding the objective, so he's covered by the objective and the Hesco over to his left. Wicked Hex shouldn't be able to shoot him from all the way over there.
Yeah, I've got a decent setup here. Rushers in the back. You've got Virus watching south. Captain watching that middle approach. But, I mean, the spawn of Animal House favors heavily the north, and they are going with this northwest approach. All 5 stacking up here. Wicked Hex could run in to some action, but Nardu actually can't see any of this push out yet because of that sand dune there. So you see the laser going just over that hill. Fume maybe hears these footsteps beneath him, but he hasn't acted off of that yet. And so for now, Animal House is somehow able to navigate through this building. And Fume is tucked in so far that Green Theft also hasn't spotted him. Green Theft's actually up on this 2nd floor, but Fume's tucked into the corner.
Green Theft should be coming around here any second now. Fume did just move his gun over to where Green Theft is, but it seems like he was just, it didn't seem like he heard Green Theft, but now Green Theft is running, so Fume might be able to hear him now.
Wicked Hex working up onto the edge. Green Theft getting close. Fume does take a peek and a trade there. 1-for-1. Green can get scooped up, and the push can continue to come in from this side. Soda has adjusted his angle. Nardu able to answer back, finds himself a nice kill of the toes of Wicked Hex, and we're into a 4v3 technically with a res available to even the odds.
Do still have the push going strong from Animal House. We are just 2 down. Green Theft can be rezzed though. So we will see what Willow does. Willow is pushing back into the building, and F. Lipinski gets the res on Green Theft.
Well, the Smokes coming in. Smokes getting reintroduced in Season 11. It had been a full season of no smoke play coming in from any of these teams, and as soon as it's an option to back on the table, we do see it getting used heavily here. 4 smokes to allow Willow to set up the kill onto Nardu. As soon as that one dipped away, Willow peeked up over the ledge and found that kill. Nardu able to radio things in. Rushers still maintaining a position way over here on this first north road, as able to deny cross towards objective, and now with 2:14 left, F. Lipinski, who is that, Willow, the Wisp, and Nolamite are the 3 left alive, and I think Lipinski's maybe trying to find one more here. He's trying to maybe get the confirm on Nordo or get an angle onto Soda, but I don't know if he's going to get it. Rushers looks for more as he sees some crosses in through the center, because that's where the duo is moving.
Does look as though Captain Soda is going to be able to spot F. Lipinski if he peeks out anymore. So that might be something for F. Lipinski to watch out for.
Oh, and Lipinski, yeah. A nice kill there, threads that window needle. I think I went through the door too, a good kill. Back on board the other two though, as Willow pushes up here. Virus nade out. Nolamite danger close. Sees Soda swing on the corner. Soda finds one. Back to Willow and Virus with a minute left. Willow has to push up here out of this corner that he's trapped in. F. Lipinski on the hunt, and we're into a 2v2.
Virus does know exactly where Willow is. He's pre-firing the doorway. Willow smokes it out and gets by Virus when Virus isn't looking.
Nice dip out. Lipinski's managed to push up to Soda's building, and Soda, a key element here in this defense. If he goes down, it's going to be bad news for Virus. And F. Lipinski does swing out. Can't get Soda as he dips around the ledge, but there's the kill. 35.7 seconds left. Lipinski dives in. Shots come in from Virus. He finds the first kill. Virus now looking for Willow as Willow has to push up. He has to push objective. 30 seconds left as he crosses out. Virus doesn't see the initial cross. Willow has to continue the push. 22 seconds. Virus sitting, waiting patiently. Willow with pad out, gets scooped up, and Virus clutches the round by the skin of their teeth. Peacekeepers take the first round of the series.
That was very tense for Animal House at the end there. They were all trying to rush into the objective, but sadly none of them were able to get the cap, and Peacekeepers ended up defending it 1v2 and getting the first round win.
Indeed, they did. A solid hold there. I love to see that patient defense from Captain Soda. I mean, he really stayed diligent on top of that OBJ. And, geez, Virus just coming in huge there. That angle, dangerous, because if someone could cross past the gap that he was covering and duck down behind the Hescos, they could easily cap on objective. And that nearly happened in the last 20 seconds there as we saw that dive come in. But ultimately not enough from this Animal House team. Coming out the gate early and thirsty, though. Love to see that cap aggression. Love to see multiple cap attempts come in there on that objective and not ultimately come through. But what a great way to start round one. Peacekeepers doing a great job of holding on. And again, Virus with that huge clutch. I think I just missed the replay button, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll be able to capture some more of those, because that certainly was a exciting end to the first round of this series. And if you are just tuning in, we do appreciate you. We got a long bit of Onward ahead of us here. Just the start of a diamond tier matchup, Animal House versus Peacekeepers. One round in the books. We're getting right back into the action for round two.
So if you are new to Onward, the way that the game works is you have two teams, one that's the attacking team and one that's the defending team, and they switch every other round. So they each have the same OBJ is played for 2 rounds, so each team gets a turn to attack it and defend it, and the first team to 4 points wins. So that's just a basic rundown of how the game works. This time, Animal House is defending and Peacekeepers are attacking.
Had some near misses here out the gate. An aggressive Peacekeepers offense with the same spawn has pushed out. Will-o'-the-Wisp also diving past. Virus swings around the corner and trades with Green Theft. An unfortunate trade that will ultimately net a 1-1 back and forth, because Nardu's going to pull out the knife and finish off that kill. A quick corner peek, though, and a nice attempt. Nardu there scoops up Wicked Hex on the ledge. That's 2 down from Animal House on the defense. He smokes out, drops back, and we'll see what the rest of this offense can do. They are getting flanked as Will-O-Wisp rotates in from the back and gets his first kill.
Got northwest.
Good refrag from Rushers as he swings around to answer to the gunfire behind them, and now it's down into a 3v2, a quick burst of action that's led us here to Nolamite being one of the key elements in this defense. If he goes down, it opens up entry in a lot of different avenues. Eflipinski obviously still holding over the top there, but I'm curious to see if they get the right smokes in the right places. Maybe a needle to be thread here for this cap opportunity, but it is they are holding the right angles, and Nolamite's just a hair away from picking up Rushers if he peeks anymore.
You can see that Animal House definitely had a more spread out defense than Peacekeepers went in with. We have Eflipinski all the way in one corner, and Nolamite is almost all the way in the second corner. So if one of them goes down, the other will most likely need to make a run back to objective. And just as I say that, Fume takes out Nolamite, and Eflipinski is being suppressed.
Yeah, he's realized that he is being suppressed as well and has to push in towards objective to properly defend. It opens him up to be completely exposed, and he gets picked up with a couple of easy shots from Fume in the open with a really nice attack. It's exactly what I predicted there. As soon as you lose Nolamite and smokes come in, like you said, the rotation has to come out, and there's gaps in coverage. So a nice attempt, ultimately keeping it at 1 point and not letting things get out of hand. But either way, Peacekeepers now 2-0 on Animal House. I don't know if this is how I anticipated this series to start, but Animal House certainly having a tough time going up against Peacekeepers right now.
Peacekeepers has become a very strong team over the past few months here. They placed second in the hiatus tournament, second in the championship finals for season 10, and they placed first in the All Valley tournament. So they've definitely been practicing during this off season.
Indeed they have. We'll see if it's enough to warrant a couple of round wins and ultimately a series W to kick off their season. But either way, an exciting kickoff here again to this series. 2 rounds out the gate, one a little bit slower than the other there. You saw Peacekeepers offense certainly a bit quicker paced, and that brings up sort of another point in terms of the meta changes that we've seen in season 11, and that we do have 6-minute round timers now. There is some leniency in the rules where if teams forget to do this, then you play a few rounds as 5 minutes. You have to play the series as 5 minutes. It's the whole thing. But if players remember that there's a 6-minute timer, that is the standard for the season. So 6 minutes back on the clock, a whole nother minute to work with, but Peacekeepers certainly did not need it. We'll see if Animal House utilize it as they go back on the offensive. We switch objectives, just like Anonymouse mentioned earlier, and we'll see if they can snag themselves a cap and bounce back here.
Yeah, 1 minute does not seem like a lot of time, but in Onward, that 1 minute makes all the difference.
1 dead.
Wow, and an early kill coming in here from Green Theft. An aggressive defensive push-up to go into that courtyard out the gate does end up getting punished, so Peacekeeper is not getting themselves into an advantageous position per se. Virus still pretty pushed up here. Should be able to hear audio behind him, but see if it's enough. Green Theft gets suppressed, has to duck down on his initial approach, and I mean, Virus really in the middle of what could be a hornet's nest soon enough.
Virus is being... Oh no, Fume's underground, so it doesn't seem like he's going to be very much used to Peacekeepers with Animal House's current offense, but he might push up top pretty
Virus on the attack, finds one, finds two, flashed out and over. The call came in, and the offense shifted to look for Virus, but he got aggressive off the call out and capitalizes on them peeking, finds a double, now has command of the roof, looking to get the third as Green Theft's trying to challenge on the swing around, and he gets the trade. Green Theft down and Rezable, but let's see, let's take an inventory of where his team is. No one anywhere nearby.
That was an amazing play for Virus. Virus just got 3 kills right there, as long as Green Theft doesn't get down. Rezzed, sorry, but it doesn't look like he's going to, unless Willow is pushing all the way back to the roof.
Yeah, he is, and it's sort of shows the importance of that kill, because he was the setup for the pinch. He was going to come in from the back while his teammate came in from the front, but now that he has to rotate here to get this res, it's going to throw their initial timing kind of out of whack. Again, they have that extra minute though, so stuff like this is you can't afford to do it. He still has half a round, more than half a round to work with here, so Willow should be able to get back to where he was in about another 40 seconds time, and Green Theft can reinforce.
Wicked Hex did just shoot at Rushers, but Rushers did not get hit and rotated back into the wire building.
Oh yeah, he's looking through that tiny gap to cover that. Oh, actually, he doesn't have a gap there to cover that dent, but he's still here on the corner. He can hear the cues of Fume if Fume decides to move around. Fume, the same thing, knows Wicked's here on this corner, and Soda seems to be somewhat aware of a potential threat, at least from this side of the map. Rusher scoops up Willow, trying to rotate back around to his original position, and maybe that's where that res ends up biting him in the butt, and it did indeed, because he got caught trying to cross a pretty big gap.
That rotation by Rushers was definitely very helpful for Peacekeepers with getting that kill. Now they'll only have 2 to finish this pinch, and just as I say that, Wicked Hex does get killed.
Indeed he does. Objective seemingly a bit weak. Soda's there, ready to call out, but Theft is pushing up silent. He's trying to get to the corner undetected and punch in this code. He wants to bounce back. Soda can't see this. And Green does decide to drop pad, peeks out, gets the confirm. Fume has to push up. Rushers has to crash in. This is a code getting punched in by Green Theft. He's taking too long. The flash comes. He has to duck back down, and he ducks into the corner. Still alive as Rushers pushes up on the search. Green Theft there. The flash drips away. Green Theft ducks around the corner. Rushers behind him, finally finds the kill. And in a wild finale to the round 3, Peacekeepers barely hang on to the defense.
That was a little bit of a longer cap time for Animal House there. I think if they got that cap time down a little bit, they definitely would have had that cap and tied it up at 2-2.
Yeah, and that's sort of my the expectation in my call there was that with that much time, it was going to be 2 points on the board for Animal House, because to your point, they do typically cap a lot faster, and I don't know if he just was too afraid to get. I don't think you can cap the objective from that corner. I think you have to go just around, just out of the edge of the corner to cap it. I don't know what was happening there, but it seemed like an issue of trying to get the code and punch it in. And I mean, props to Peacekeepers to crash in off of that confirm that came in from Soda, because if they didn't move there, it was just a free cap, a free gap in coverage on their objective.
I think if Animal House did decide to be a little more aggressive about going about that cap and pushed up into the area next to the tank, they could have capped from there. They just would have had to confirm the one down on Peacekeepers, which would have definitely alerted the rest of the team and caused them to crash back, as you were saying.
Whew. Certainly a good start again for Peacekeepers. Animal House just having a tough time of getting one on the board against this Peacekeepers squad. And as we get into round 4, we'll see if this first round is going to be a sweep for Peacekeepers, or if Animal House can defend at least one round here.
Not much of a fucking sharpshooter. shooter, but I'll try it. I got the bullets to rain anyways.
Do have Peacekeepers on the offense. They're definitely a quicker team, so we'll see how Animal House decides to take this very aggressive offense that's come from Peacekeepers.
Virus going in here to the 3-story, looking for an early kill. Nolamite finds one. Virus not going to catch Lipinski charging in here. And Lipinski's in a very dangerous position. Virus doesn't seem to be aware that Lipinski's here. He's going to come up the stairs. He's going to find himself an easy kill. Now from here, can Lipinski capitalize this? Here's those shots behind him and looks for rushers through the window. Can't quite find that angle. He has a full team on the other side if he decides to look for them in the middle. He's going to get this kill first. Wow.
Let's see if Lipinski can swoop around and see Fume. Fume might be a little bit too covered from Lipinski's rooftop position. Yeah, it does look like he's going to be behind that little barrier right there.
See what happens there. Is Fume still also looking for Will-O-Wisp in the mid there, trying to see if he can ID any sort of rotation through the midfield. And as he drops back to this farther back position, you do see Wicked Hex also covering an angle there, waiting to see if Fume and Captain Soda push through the mid, but this is not going to happen. They're taking their time now. 4 minutes left on the clock for them to work with. They have a lot of time to work with, and I mean, you have to get picks at this point. So Soda and Fume have to play patient, have to force, wait for rotations from Animal House, and there seems to be a lot of movement on the Animal House defense. So certainly opportunities available if Fume and Soda can get themselves into advantageous positions.
Do have 3 down on Peacekeepers, and all 5 are still up on Animal House, so this might be Animal House's first round win if they can keep up their kills.
Speaking the same language, Lipinski finds the kill all the way across to the roof, and Fume trying to prone up here is in grave danger. If Lipinski decides to look just over the ledge and down into this midfield, he'll get himself an easy kill. And I'm not sure what the approach is here for Peacekeepers. It's got to come through. Like you said, several defenders left alive. Wicked Hex, Lipinski with an angle, Will-O-Wisp. The rest of the defense not too far to rotate in, and so very well could be Animal House's first round. They're going to potentially extend this one. Wicked Hex goes down. Fume finds those shots. Has to hear those shots from Lipinski to his right, though, and should be aware of that threat.
Lipinski definitely knows where Fume is now. Green Theft Auto's running around, and F. Lipinski gets a headshot onto Fume, giving Animal House their first round win.
Yeah, a bit of solid aggression from Lipinski on defense, and that's them finally an advantage that they have not had in any of these series, which is that kill advantage. And a great rotation up through the bottom there, gets the kill, takes command of the roof, and from there just kind of wreaks havoc on the offense, trying to push in. And once you have command of that roof, or the north roof, you really do have a powerful defensive position, especially for that objective out in the middle of the map, so to speak, very open and vulnerable. We do go back even further to the east for our next objective. This one, I feel like I haven't seen in quite some time, so I'm curious to see how teams are going to effectively attack this. They're the underground option you can always take to navigate yourself right up to that objective, and so curious to see what sort of defensive setups we get from Peacekeepers. Like we've been saying, they're just a round away from locking in map 1.
This objective is much harder to defend now that you have the underground segment, as you were saying. Lots of teams do put a couple defenders downstairs just to mitigate the risk of the attackers coming in through down section. You can also put a few defenders in the center building there to kind of stop the offense from entering the downstairs area.
Indeed you can. We'll see if it's a strategy that gets rolled out here by the likes of Peacekeepers as we dive into our next round. Round number... oh boy, what is this? 5.
5, yes.
Do you? Okay. That's tough.
Do have some early shots coming out from what sounds like Willow, but they don't hit rushers. But their rushers does throw a smoke.
Go to the basement, Nolamite and Fume. Danger close as Nolamite does work his way down the ramp and up to a spot that Fume actually isn't going to see. So I don't know if Fume's aware that Nolamite's managed to work himself up here. It's going to be a tiny little sliver of a head that Nolamite's looking for in the darkness. So it's going to be tough for him to spot that as well. And oh, wow. What a great pickup there from Green Theft. Goes prone, hunts for the toes. And he can be more easily identify that in the darkness there as it's just underneath the truck. He gets the first kill, opens up this entire building. You see Will-O-Wisp taking command of that second floor, and curious to see how the defense holds up. It certainly seems like they're ready for this kind of push as Rushers is here up in the third story.
Does look like Rushers is looking more to the north of the map.
South.
The south of the map, sorry, trying to get Wicked Hex, but Wicked Hex has made it all the way around the building. Let's see if he can come up and get Rushers from behind.
Yeah, he's going to have to go up the stairs, and Willow's going to be the one that actually finds the kill. He has the angle there, whereas Rushers wouldn't because of that block of wall behind him. But now, man, the defense getting picked off. Peacekeepers, they got to be careful of Soda's so far away that if Nardu and Virus go down on objective, there is certainly a cap opportunity available for the likes of Animal House. Wicked Hex is looking for Soda with his angle in the corner, though. He's trying to clear out that 2-story, and with a team kill, that's not what you need if you're on Animal House.
Nolamite does get the res onto his team kill on Wicked Hex, so that is better than just leaving him there to bleed out. But in Onward, you don't get your health back if you get rezzed. You only get back up. So you start with 20 health and you stay with that same health throughout the entire game.
It's unfolding on objective as Green Theft tries to come up from the basement. Soda throws down suppressive fire, and Lipinski finds a kill from that north angle. Nardu now being fully suppressed on objective. Soda still up there. Nardu goes down, and now there's a gap in coverage. Wicked Hex dumps smokes out onto OBJ. Soda has to crash towards objective, and as long as Lipinski doesn't kill him, it's a cap opportunity. But the kill comes in. Green Theft secures it, and I would say a missed opportunity to tie this one up. Peacekeepers gifted only a 1-point deficit there, and we'll see if if Animal House can continue to defend. Two rounds now, they have to win here, whereas it could have just been this next one game point. Either way, a solid attack with 4 out of 5 left alive, and geez, I mean, where was this Animal House team a few rounds ago?
Animal House has definitely picked it up and is coming back in with more, I don't know, but they're getting much more points. They were down 0-3 and now they're only down by 1. So.
Yep, seems to be that they're just took a bit of time to warm up and get loose. Some teams like to take a match before their VRML series so that they can get that warm-up in and come into that first round fresh. Animal House, I'm sure were playing before the series, but maybe just didn't get warmed up enough, and now that they are, Peacekeepers have to sort of step up their game to match, because if Peacekeepers don't play well like they did in those first 3 rounds, you see kills come in, Animal House finding the picks, finding opportunities, and you know, it's... I think one element here is that Virus, you know, hasn't been finding as many kills in these later rounds, and that's been hurting them a little bit. He was finding some key kills there in those first 2 rounds to get them their first 2-round wins. And so we'll see as they bounce back, rotate sides, Peacekeepers on the offense with the same objective, see how they attack it. They get mirrored spawns as well. Or actually, no, they're on the north, I think. Animal House had the south spawn. Not sure if your mic ran away from you, Anonymouse, but maybe pull that a little closer so we can hear you over the footsteps of the approaching offense. Rushers takes position up in the canisters on that far north patio. The rest of the team getting a little bit aggressive than they can afford to. They need to charge up here into this underground first, as Nardu seems to prep to approach that. Fume's going to take the 2-story, and actually there's going to be no underground entry coming in from this squad. They're going to stick to the upper elements, the upper floors. I don't know if that's going to be the right choice. If Fume pushes up here, Hex certainly could find an angle. As I say that, Nardu scoops up 1. Maybe Peacekeepers are going to throw out an aggressive push up here. Yeah, there are the shots coming in from Wicked. He's ID'd Fume. Tried to push up to wall and is looking for those kills. Shots come in from Lipinski toward the 2 floor. Green Theft still holding on the bottom. Nolamite tucked in from the way back. And the Animal House are stopping the initial quick pace of Peacekeepers. I think they were getting ready to just sprint right up to objective.
With Peacekeepers, that type of play would not surprise me. Peacekeepers is definitely a very aggressive team, and that they've been known to just sprint right in.
Nolamite's pushed up a little bit more forward and a little bit more of a risky position. Certainly can get picked up. There's a good shot coming in from Lipinski. It's over towards the north, interestingly enough, catching that far rotation that I think Peacekeepers were waiting for.
Peacekeepers does have Virus all the way over in the south. That's going to be a very critical position if he can get a pick onto Wicked, Hex, or Nolamite.
See if he can. Hex here in a very dangerous position. He's out in the open. Fume just on the corner looking for the kill. Swings wide as Hex dives in towards the Humvee for cover and finds that kill. Nolamite not watching up over the top, maybe distracted by Virus. Either way, it's a solid pickup here, and this Animal House defense is getting chipped away at. Peacekeepers may find their opportunity at a map win.
You can definitely see the differences in defense between Animal House and Peacekeepers. Animal House is taking a much more wide defense. We have no one on the objective, while last round Peacekeepers had lots of people right on the objective. As I say that, Fume takes a shot at Nolamite all the way from the north.
Yeah, now Virus has control of this 3-story. Lipinski's aware of this potential threat here and does take shots. Virus gets tagged, has to duck down and throw in the syringe. The push is coming in here. Smokes are out. Virus finds 1. Look at how far away Green Theft is. Peacekeepers could take 5 points on this map if they do get this code in. Nardu has all the time in the world. Green Theft may be able to do some kind of magic, but 2 cappers from Peacekeepers. Certainly one of them gets the code, and they do. A 5-2 W getting locked in from Peacekeepers in round 1.
That was an amazing cap right there. We saw Fume get 2 points for Peacekeepers, bringing them up to 2v5.
Good math there. Absolutely what just happened. A solid round from Peacekeepers. You know, a good attack. The overall cinched down onto the objective, took control of that south area once they got rid of Nolamite in that 2-story, and really good shots coming in from everyone there. Patient, Fume doing a lot of work on that Hummer to get all of those kills. And overall, a exciting round 1 kicking off here. I'm curious to see what we get for map 2. Seems to be we're going to be moving to USS Quest, so we are going to be getting a little bit of that fresh custom map play right into our veins.
That's going to be exciting. USS Quest is a very small map if you haven't played on it. It's similar to Cargo, with all the little shipping containers spaced so close together.
Yes, indeed. A lot of tight angles, a lot of quick pushes. Certainly reminiscent of Cargo. Cargo not in the rotation in this first week, or in this first few weeks of the map pool. And so we got to have some kind of close quarters map available. What I do also like, though, is the edges that do cater to some long range shots, some interesting rotations and swings. And I'm curious to see if we do get smokes go a long way here. You know, smokes cover these gaps between cargo crates and open up lanes of access that maybe otherwise would be covered. And so if the right smokes are placed, it's certainly an opportunity for either one of these teams to capitalize on. I'm curious to see if Peacekeepers continue to bring their coordination and quick pace, because if they do that, it's going to do a lot of work for them on this map.
Let's hope that we get all of the 2 teams in here fairly quickly. You do have to download these from the workshop, so if you don't have the maps downloaded, they can take a few seconds to install.
Yeah, but I would say that's it. I think it's the beauty of the custom map system is that they're so quick and easy to install. You can practically download the whole bevy of custom maps available to you in a matter of a few minutes if you just go through the workshop. And you can do it in VR. It's really, I think it's one of the better custom workshops out there, and I really do love to see how much work and effort some of these teams have been putting in. I mean, USS Quest, the model of the map is so fantastic. I mean, there's water coming out of the bathtub. There's, a giant ship in the middle. It's such a creative map design, and you only get that. I mean, you don't get this kind of map from the Onward dev team. Doesn't exactly fit into the theme of a military simulator.
This doesn't really fit the style of the game, you think?
I don't know how much bathtub playtime goes on in the military, but no, I don't think it necessarily does. It doesn't fit the overall theme, but it certainly has. It is a great map. It's a great layout, and when you get down into it, it is a very fun map. I suppose it is a aircraft carrier. It still does have that military vibe, but I don't know how many aircraft carriers are positioned in bathtubs.
Either has to be a mighty small aircraft carrier or a enormously large bathroom. It's a bathroom only for giants.
Yes, indeed. I think we will cut to I'm not sure what the holdup is here. We almost have all 5, so I think we can buy a little bit more time. Waiting on the 5th of Animal House to most likely update the map and reconnect. I think the only reason you would really need to rehost is in the event that everybody does not have the most updated version of the map. So I'm guessing that a few of these players needed to do just that, is go into that workshop and get the update. So a brief moment of respite here as we wait. We can, well, I don't know if the highlight reel will work. Caught a few replays, but we'll hold off on testing things for now. For now, we'll cut to brief intermission. We do have another drop there, and when we have all 5, we'll cut right back into map number 2 on the USS Quest. We are back. It has taken a brief moment, but we do have all teams in lobby ready to go, and we'll see if everything is in order. I don't think we have any subs coming in here, so it is the same rosters as last map, and yeah, I think we're ready to get in here. No false starts. Round 1 underway. Wow, and an aggressive defensive swing out here. Will-O-the-Wisp charging forward with the rest of the defense, and they get scooped up and shut down 3-1 as Soda is able to get one on the edge, or excuse me, Green Theft gets one over on the edge there, and I don't know if it's going to be enough. Flashes coming in towards Green on the edge, smokes coming out towards objective. Green trying to shut down Fume's aggression here on the corner, playing a little bit of back and forth. Fume sees him cross rushers tucked into the corner, gets the kill. And now it's all up to Wicked Hex to hold the line. As Fume does get rushers in the chaos. Hex does have an opportunity, finds Fume. He's into a 1v2 as Soda swings in from the backside. Scoops up Soda and Virus now. The lone attacker left could drop back and get Fume in the chaos. Even the odds just a touch, and it does seem to be his plan. Oh, that's a good smoke. If that had been a flash, that would have gotten Wicked. But either way, denies vision. Fume gets scooped up. Hex swings out, and Virus finds the kill. A clutch 1-2 gets Peacekeepers a round 1 W, but just barely.
That was a super quick round there. We had Animal House. No, we had Peacekeepers, rushing in, and they took out 3 of Animal House right at the beginning there, and then Animal House evened it back up to a 1v1. Peacekeepers got the res on Fume and took the first round.
Yeah, a nice opening for sure, and capitalizing off of it from there, swinging around, getting the kills they need, getting the reses. But geez, what a great hold from the likes of, again, I think that was, no, who was that? Wicked Hex. Gosh, why don't I see more? I guess because he didn't get the confirms, but no, Green Theft Auto on the corner is who that was, who was holding on. Either way, a good final defense there. The kill feed not giving me, not helping me out at all, but a good hold and almost a W there. If he had just put in rounds through the smoke and gotten the right flash, it would have been different, but whew, kicking it off with an interesting start. I want to see how Animal House attack now. They've been notably slower than Peacekeepers on the offense. They don't necessarily dive in. To your point, I think there was probably only about a minute and a half of round time used in that first round, and so, I mean, coming off of a W, feeling good. Peacekeepers certainly bringing the momentum to Animal House's doorstep. And like you said early on in the cast, they've certainly been practicing. Peacekeepers definitely look like they are ready for this season because they are playing coordinated and playing fast.
Let's see if Peacekeepers can get as good of a defense this round as they had an offense last round. Let's see how Animal House decides to take this round.
Yes, we will. Green Theft tossing out some smokes, a defensive smoke coming up towards Green Theft. I don't know how much damage that necessarily does to their initial push, but almost gets them a kill as Green does try to push in through that tunnel. Puts a few suppressing fire bullets down. He's going to run into Soda's line of fire. Soda drops back just as Theft pokes out, and there's the kill from Soda. A solid scoop up. Here come the smokes and the flashes. The play coming out. Soda completely blind, and Hex doesn't know Soda's here. Soda almost catches Nolo on the swing. Nolo able to scoop up that one. Virus putting down some suppressive fire to no success. Rushers finds one on the edge, ducks into cover, finds another in the center. Lipinski looking for the refrag off the back. I don't know if Rushers is anticipating another one here, and he's not. Down goes Rushers. Another scooped up in the center by Willow. And the defense has to drop back. Nardu, the lone defender, crashing towards objective. Willow on the hunt. Lipinski looking for the kill. Nardu with a big rotation. And Willow finds the thread, finds the kill. And another flash of a round.
Animal House got their point this round, bringing it to even, so we'll see how the next round goes, and if Peacekeepers makes another aggressive push in, or if they decide to take it a little more calm this time.
Yes, indeed. All tied up, and I mean, geez, that was a heck of a push. Great flashes coming in to shut down the suppressive fire in the middle, and you can see that LMG was just dumping rounds down to nowhere. I don't think he even saw where he was shooting for the entirety of those rounds going out. And so just a couple of really crucial flashes to get them the kills they needed. I mean, Nolamite would have been dead to Soda if Soda hadn't been coming out of that flash as Nolo rounded the corner. So very fortunate event there. Ultimately, a solid tactical event that does get them that round win. And we do go over to the corner here, staying on this side of the objective. We were about to get into that round, but for some reason did not. And so a bit of a longer moment here between these rounds. Maybe these teams need to take a bit of a pause. These first two rounds went a bit too quick.
Yeah, as you were saying, Virus did have smoke right in front of him, so he was just jumping bullets into that shipping crate, not seeing where they were going. They, sadly for Virus, didn't hit anyone, but I think Wicked was about to go in front of them, and we are heading into round number 3.
Good quick math indeed. I thought it was 4, but we're on 3. I hit the right button too, which is great. Animal House on the defense, rolling out, and again, I anticipate these rounds to be pretty dang quick. We do see a more defensive smoke. It doesn't come down in time. Rushers finds one. The push coming in very fast as Hex tries to get aggressive. Fumes already here. Theft trying to throw some flashes out, up, and over to disrupt the push. And it's a great flash. Denies the entry of 2. Rushers is here on the corner to prevent Green Theft from capitalizing. And Theft is caught in between a ton of attackers as Peacekeepers charge in. Fully coordinated. Willow, the last one left alive. Nardu's here, pad out. Willow doesn't even realize everybody's dead. He's found one. Virus is looking for the kill, trying to get Willow in the chaos as the cap comes down. All he has to do is buy time, and Peacekeepers have a 3-1 lead.
Peacekeepers has been taking a little bit longer with their caps than usual. It's not very often that you see a 3 or 4 second cap coming out from Nardu. Nardu's normally very quick on the caps, but he still got it when Willow was all the way on the other side of the boat.
I mean, hey, you're talking about the first week of the season. It's certainly some jitters to work out. You know, I'm sure there's a couple of players that are maybe a little overhyped for this start of the season, and so that energy gets translated into shaky hands sometimes, and it makes punching in that code really difficult. So can't blame anyone. You know, the excitement can get to you for sure, especially when you're playing against a teams that can play as good as Animal House or Peacekeepers. I mean, the minute Peacekeepers slack, Animal House pounce and get rounds and get kills and find picks. And so Peacekeepers have to keep playing like they're playing here on this map and just continue to win the aggression, because that is what has netted them this 3-1 lead. Animal House certainly capable of doing the same, though. So like I said, Peacekeepers can't sit on their laurels and let Animal House bounce back, because it can happen. When you're in the diamond tier, to your point, Anonymouse, you really do expect fast caps to come in, coordinated plays, and oftentimes a good bit of a battle from the teams when they come down with their back against the wall. And Animal House certainly known for being able to come back when they are down, so not counting this squad out just yet, as we do hop into our next round. A quick series here on USS Quest, proving to be very fast if these teams decide to play it like they're playing it.
I don't know. I've never seen him. 239.
We will.
Where is this? Wait, where we had it? 239.
I don't know what I was gonna say. But we're heading into the next round.
It's the truth. Smoke's coming out up and over towards objective. The full force of this Peacekeepers defense heavily stacking that corner, and there's a good hold from Virus. Finds Nolomite trying to cross out early. The smokes now just a little bit too late. If those had been there a little earlier, maybe they would have worked out. That flash doesn't gets denied from the roof. That's a good flash up towards Virus. Virus completely blind in this corner now, and information can get gleaned here from the likes of Green Theft, who finds the kill. A great flash from Hex nets them a kill and an entry point for the offense. Wicked Hex, can he cap? Fume's not paying attention. Hex is trying to punch the code in. Oh my goodness, a near tied game here as Fume just swings in the nick of time to shut down a cap opportunity. A kill comes down as Willow scoops up a flank, and Lipinski looking for more in the middle.
I don't think you caught it there, but Lipinski did get a team kill, so that takes one of Animal House's players out, but yeah, he didn't get Soda there. It looks like he was just behind the crate. Soda running back to the objective to back up Fume.
Yeah, an unfortunate team kill in the chaos of playing fast. That can certainly happen. You don't have the opportunity to check your tablet like Lipinski just did right there. 4:20 on the clock, though, and Willow is pushing up here. Soda near objective, Fume on objective, one of the only ones on objective here, and Willow finds Soda, looks for Fume on the quick snapshot, but Fume swings and gets the heady. A nice shot there, doesn't have a lot to shoot at, and gets that kill. Now Fume and Rushers in a 2v1.
Does look like Fume and Rushers are going to be able to defend this objective if they stay in their positions. Fume's pretty close. He shouldn't get capped on. But Lipinski does look like it. He's suppressing on the objective.
Rushers drops back to the objective. Yeah, if he had kept pushing out there towards the edge, Lipinski may have found an opportunity here. But Fume and Rushers both nicely positioned, anticipating Lipinski's push from this side very well, and it's going to come down to who's going to get those shots. Oh, and Rushers almost exposed himself there. Lipinski nearly found a slice of an angle. He's going to push up here, and now's the time to get slow. He's got 2:45 left, doesn't have to rush this entry. can afford to go for the wide swing and maybe challenge Rushers and Fume on the edge.
Lipinski is coming around the back. Should be able to get Rushers here. Oh, he's going to the left of this crate a little bit now. Maybe making the rotation around to the back. He peeks out a little bit more. He'll be able to see Rushers. Gets the kill onto Rushers. Bring it to a 1v1. Seems the only defender left on Peacekeepers.
Should know where Lipinski is based off of those shots, though, and Lipinski rightfully shifts off of that position. Doesn't stay long from where he initially shot those shots, and so Fume is forced to check, again, multiple angles. He can't necessarily rely on holding that, and Fume is diligently holding those angles. Wow, Lipinski just nearly catches Fume peeking out on the corner. Doesn't hit those shots, and Fume still holding on. 1:35, ticking this clock down. No angle here on the edge from Lipinski, but a good rotation nonetheless. A good read from Fume, almost anticipating Lipinski's back and forth ping-ponging, and geez, what a great read there on the defense. Just able to stay alive and ultimately locks in the series with a second map W, 4-1.
Let's see what... I think Peacekeepers gets this round, this map pick, so we'll see what Peacekeepers decides to play this time.
I think it's home get map pick. I do believe Animal House is home, so I think Quest was Peacekeepers map. The way they played it, they certainly seemed confident on it and very aware of the positions that they could take advantage of. So wouldn't surprise me if that was their map choice. And now Animal House, yeah, we get away from the close quarters that has been not working from them and go to a downfall for map number 3.
So it seems like Animal House is really into the longer range maps, while Peacekeepers is trying to keep it on the close range, which definitely goes with their very aggressive, fast play style.
Yeah, absolutely. The quarantine play, even on quarantine, they had quick spawns and they played those quickly. They did not utilize the time and try and get long angles like you did see some rotations from Animal House on Q1. So maybe an opportunity for AH to bounce back and get a map on the board and salvage the start of this series, because you certainly don't want to come out the gate losing to another Diamond team 3 maps in a row. And you know, I don't know, maybe this is a new, it is a new era. We're certainly I expect to see a lot of new faces in the higher ups, but Peacekeepers, I'd say a team that we got to keep an eye on, because they are they're playing great this series so far. They are, I mean, to beat Animal House like that is certainly an achievement. Animal House is filled with a lot of very skilled players. And yeah, it's a great start for Peacekeepers, really. I mean, to have this 2-0 W already in the series, they're feeling comfortable. They can come into this third map relaxed, very little pressure now, and curious to see if there'll be that moment where maybe Animal House can get a few on the board while Peacekeepers snooze, but I'm not so sure. It's it came out of the gate hot on Quest, and if they come out the gate hot here on Downfall, you can cap on Downfall. It's a possibility, it's not out of the question. Either way, we're waiting for lobbies to fill. Hopefully we can get into this final map relatively quickly and back into the action. So far, it has been pretty good. Like, despite the scoreline being back and forth, it's a solid solid matchup to watch. You really do get an insight into how to play fast from this Peacekeepers squad and how to do it effectively. They are pushing up in a singular line on quest. I mean, the full force of a team charging is hard to shut down. It takes a lot of practice, and great strategy either way. Hopefully we'll have our final player in lobby soon enough and we can get into our final map without much wait time. I don't want to have to cut to an intermission. I also don't want to have to talk for 10 minutes with no Onward in front of me. I am looking at the Peacekeepers roster and I do see a sub already, so an indicator that maybe we'll see more. Although I don't know if they have... I think they do have 2 active subs on their roster, so very well could see maybe, who would it be? Squirfy has come in. I'm not sure for who just yet. The 5th could be anyone. Fume. Rushers. It's going to be Rushers, so... Oh, he was there and then he's not. Maybe they'll bring in Fume if Rushers is having issues, but it does seem to be some tech hiccups causing the delay. I think we will cut to a brief intermission. When we come back, Downfall will begin. Don't go anywhere. Thank you all for patiently waiting. Brief timeout as we got things sorted. Apologies for the tech hiccups. Sometimes with a new update, there's a few little bumps in the road before everything's smooth and running without issue, but sorted out either way. Animal House have 5, Peacekeepers have 5. That one sub coming in, Squirfy for Peacekeepers. We'll see how he does as Peacekeepers go on the offense, Animal House on the defense for round 1.
Into the helicopter 2-story.
Early shots from Nolo. He was looking for the cross, trying to catch that rotation to the defensive positions, but couldn't quite get the kill, and it does give away their spawn because there's no other way Nolomite can get to where he did and shoot there without having spawned in this corner. So Peacekeepers aware now that that South Ravine push could be coming in, a rotation to the north most likely happening, and if you look at your overhead, it is the exact case, a 2-2-1 split right now. Virus patiently waiting in the forefront for any kind of rotation. You can see him just barely peeking the corner, trying to limit his exposure as he checks angles. You also have Captain Soda on OBJ and Fume in a interesting position considering this objective is a new one. New defensive spots are warranted, and Fume's here. Could be an element for this south, the west defense when they come in here. Squirfy actually catching one. The sub comes in and finds himself a kill out the gate. Virus rotating up to the 2-story, maybe looking for an angle onto Nolomite.
Second story.
It's a dangerous angle to peek. Nolo certainly seems to be aware. Silent Night now dialed into Squirfy's position as well. Oh, and the pre-fire almost bites him because he's shooting one window. Squirfy peeks the other and takes his shots. Just barely misses, and yeah, now Silent's trying to answer back. Doesn't land those either. Drops back, and Nolomite still looking for the angle. There's that rock position from Fume coming into play. Silent suppressing over top. Wicked's gotten himself up towards objective. Has found one on the corner, and Fume now has to be wary of this. Virus does ID Hex, swinging around the edge and catches that easy shot. Now Animal House down to 2. Have to go quite the distance and through a pretty solid kill box to get to the objective here. .220 left. Fume's position, they're certainly going to be a dangerous one. I don't think anyone's going to be checking him over there on that rock. Nolomite, as soon as he starts to push, going to be very exposed, and Silent has probably the best angle of approach, but what works out for him. Nolomite's looking for the angle on Soda here. Trying to see if he can spot out that head from the window. Prones his way into the pit.
Yeah, he's in the helicopter bungalow still, facing the windows.
And in the meanwhile, Silent pushes in. Minute 15 left. Yeah, this is going to be a real tough cross. Scorpy and Virus holding angles here. Nolo really has to start moving. As soon as Silence pushes up, Virus finds the kill. Nolo now trying to cross. Has a lot of threats in front of him to worry about. Soda was the first, but doesn't get that kill, and now he's got a lot of eyes dialed into him. Squirfy, Virus, Soda. Surprised Fume isn't rotating now to get this kill, but doesn't need to. 37 seconds left, and Nolamite has to push, or just start getting all of the kills. And yeah, the suppressive fire up over the top catches the shoulder. Down he goes. Peacekeepers continue to secure rounds and leads as they go up 1-0 on downfall. Got that minute and a half time between rounds. Surprised that both squads are taking it. You do like to see it. It means that they're focused, trying to coordinate here strategies for the next round, and they do still want to win. They haven't given up. It's an indicator, you know, that the team isn't gonna let rounds go. So do anticipate a solid hold from Animal House, maybe some aggressive rotations, but Animal House, no downfall. Much better than USS Quest, so certainly anticipate them to be able to battle back a little bit more here. See if there's any tech pauses as well. I don't think that's the case, but guess we're taking the full minute and a half between rounds here. Say it's maybe a round too late. Needed to be slowing things down on Quest. That was where they needed to take the time and hash out the strategies, but I think we got through those rounds faster than anything. Back to back, and sub did come in for Animal House as well. CJ Hubs, I didn't see him get rotated in. Both teams trying out some of their players in the back of their roster, so to speak. Nolamite pushing up here, getting aggressive. Fortunate he didn't get caught out or anyone position themselves early out of that spawn. But he will potentially be able to deny the ravine push. Oh, Squirfy finds CJ, who is pushed up on that corner. That's actually Nolamite. CJ, I don't know where CJ went down. Nolamite's still alive, proned up against the wall. Nardu's already past Nolamite. Virus is sprinting past him. Squirfy running past Nolamite. Nolamite could be a weak link in this defense if this Peacekeepers offense just sprints past him. Squirfy finds one. Now Nolamite's awake. Stands up, gets the kill, and that's got to be confusing for Peacekeepers, because where did those shots come from? Willow gets Fume trying to push up through the middle. And And now Virus and Nardu on the hunt for Nolo up against the wall. Captain Soda gets one in the north side of the map. The long distance nade tossed there. Nolomite gonna rotate off of the smoke. Ooh, and he may be able to cover this gap. He may be able to catch Nardu on the swing. Down he goes. Virus still not able to ID. Nolomite there does finally figure out he's up against the wall once Nolo calls out that he's kill confirmed. And we are into a 2v2. Have to keep eyes on Nolomite and Green Theft because Green Theft's gonna have to battle Soda. Soda lagging a bit behind, unfortunately, so Virus doesn't have a buddy to coordinate off of, but there's plenty of time. Wow, an interesting swing. Virus Nolo trade. Both of them able to communicate too, so if Theft dives for this res, it's objective exposed. Virus can notify Soda of this. Nolomite can't really ID Soda's rotation, so it could end up harming them. Green Theft swings on the corner, the trade there! Animal House win. And I, as unfortunately, didn't switch to the gameplay scene, so that's the first one of the season, folks. Ugh. Of course. I blame it on the teams catching me sleeping. Taking too long for this second round. Apologies there. We'll just stay. Hate to see it. Take a quick look at the KD feed there. Animal House 3-2 from Nolomite, 2-1 from Virus, 2-1 from Soda. Squirfy coming in for Peacekeepers 5-1, doing some work from that 2-story. Getting a couple of kills there. Good LMG fire coming in from him. And I think Animal House have recognized the pressure maybe that they're under here at the start of the season. They don't want to lose, like I was saying, too heavily in their first series of the season. So they certainly do seem to be taking their time, hashing out their strategies, making sure that they're ready and prepared for next round. I'm ready and prepared for next round this time as we transition in to round number 3.
You don't want to be in there? I'm gonna be in dark room on.
You can go. Well, get up that hill, boy. I'm getting up the damn hill. No, I'm not. What the fuck is going on?
Yo,
They
come
fixed
over
it.
here.
Uh-oh.
Come over here.
This is a
I don't think they fixed it. I just think you're shit.
Squirfy, Nardu taking command up of this hill. They do have angles down into this northeast spawn. Nardu could catch one here. Misses all the shots. Willow makes it down to the ravine. He's got to be careful. Nolomite's looking for a head peek. Willow could swing onto a corner and potentially get an angle. Does have Squirfy there, but Squirfy's not necessarily supporting him. I think Nolomite's more worried about Squirfy's angle than Nardu's, so... Oh, wow. Just as I say that, Nardu peeks up, tries to get the angle on a Nolo. Willow still on a rotation here as Squirfy finds one. Wow, a long kill.
-1.
Still waiting to see if Willow's going to peek up and find this kill. He's now actually denied himself of the angle because the palm trees are blocking his vision. Eventually he'll have that angle though. The LMG Not working out for Nardu. Half a mag dumped none of the rounds. Find their target, and Nardu gets the kill. He's looking for Nolamite next on his hit list. As I say that, one is enough for him as he drops back to go defend objective with Squirfy.
Hey there, howdy there, princess.
Squirfy holding a great angle. Soda and Fume on objective, and Green Theft trying to cross out. Hubs goes down. Green Theft recognizing the danger of the cross. They don't have any utility available.
Might be. We just lost Silent and CJ in the same exact spot, and I'm like 5 feet behind it, so I don't want to cross. It's me and you, boo.
I think that's a pistol.
Now they're goading us now. You hear that shit?
Yeah. Green Theft. Oh, and it's not a pistol, it's just a shot from off in the distance. Someone taking some pot shots out there.
I think I see a guy down in the Marsoc twin.
Olamite working his way up. Into that 2v5. Certainly not a good start for the Animal House offense. And both teams pretty relaxed at this point. They are into the third map. Still playing seriously, though. Nolamite's silenced here on the edge, trying to get up and surprise Squirfy. Maybe he can then swing on to Nardu, since he knows where they both are, based off of their comms. And he's moving slow enough that Squirfy can't hear these footsteps. There it is. Nolamite swings, finds one, looking for Nardu next. Nardu ready and waiting in the corner, finds the kill. In the meanwhile, Green Theft has smoked out and sprinted down the middle. Nardu, after finding one, gets another. What is the kill feed from this man? 3 and 2 after that round. Squirfy 7 and 2 continues to find the kills. Seemingly a very solid sub to bring in for this map. And downfall continues to move right along as Peacekeepers get another one. 2-1. Take a quick look at chat. Folks blaming me for the overlay. I know. I apologize for that. Got me sleeping on the third map. Maybe Animal House can catch Peacekeepers sleeping here on this third map. It doesn't look like it. Peacekeepers certainly still playing pretty well here. That defensive round was very tight. But there were a few moments where Animal House could have potentially gotten themselves a bit of a lead in the kills, at least, but not sure. We'll see. Going to the same objective, see if we get the mirrored spawns as we dive into our next round. Oh, a southeast spawn here. Excuse me, southwest. Oh, Jesus. Northwest. Directions are hard. Northwest spawn, they can play this one pretty quick. The access to that 3-story in the center readily available. It seems like the squad is charging in up to that 3-story. Suppressive fire up onto that hilltop as one does get into the White House and now tries to get an angle onto any rotations coming in. Soda takes the tough angle. A good flash comes over to deny Virus. An M203 launches. That doesn't find much purchase. Another flash comes out. Green Theft finds Squirfy. I don't think he was flashed, but a good shot through the window, and now he's looking for more as he peeks out to the side. A smoke comes in there to deny his vision, and Peacekeepers are playing this one fast. No pauses in the pace as Green Theft catches a few more rounds his way. Swings out the backside as Nardu tries to challenge. Nardu manages to get inside, catches a few to the shoulder, gets a quick syringe. Silent throwing suppressive fire as Green Theft charges in. A good bit of coordination. And in the meanwhile, all of Peacekeepers looking for picks and windows as Virus and the like all take their shots. Green Theft here on the corner looking for Virus. Can't quite get him as he swings out, and we're into a bit of a back and forth. A little bit of a merry-go-round. Fume almost finds the kill there. Can't quite get it, and a very quick attack coming in from Peacekeepers. They are forcing this Animal House team to be on their toes in the first minute of a downfall defensive round. Squirfy sprinting up. Green Theft on the corner should hear this, but Green Theft's trying to hold multiple angles here. Squirfy working his way up, is inside. Not ready for Theft there, though. An easy kill for Theft as he finds an exposed edge. Another kill for Theft as Fume tries to prone his way to objective. He needs to be dealt with as Soda tries to get up in an angle. Hubs finds Virus on the corner, and Peacekeepers getting methodically picked off by this Animal House defense. Green Theft really being a key element here, drawing all kinds of attention, opening up angles like that for Silent Night to come in and find kills. And things are tied up on the final map of the series. Looking at that KD feed, pretty even, and that's what you expect when you are tied up 2-2. Nothing really out of the ordinary there, but you know, again, Squirfy was 7-3 and a revive. If you want to talk about a good sub coming in, really been doing his job. CJ did get a kill there in that last round, so he's gotten himself on the board. Trying to represent all of the subs here in this series, but we'll see if he can get a few more. Round number 5 kicks off.
Thank you for that. Fucking quick spawn check. Quick spawn check. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yep. They for sure are there. Quick spam.
Yeah, I see him.
And we could be into a very fast round 5 here. A early spawn identified, and Nardu out the gate kills Green Theft in spawn. Not even an opportunity for this Animal House team to work themselves out of their spawn point before losing one. Squirfy catches another up over the top, and Soda's moving into a position where he can be a dangerous threat to anyone trying to rotate out. As I say that, Hub's able to get down into the ravine.
Wide out in the open and you can't hit him? Sure.
Lots of suppressive fire coming in from Squirfy. Silent tries to answer back. Can't find the shots through the window. Hub's able to shut down a rotation up in the north as Fume tried to get aggressive, and so it is a 3v4. Nolomites following Hubs in through the ravine. They're going to work their way up here all the way into the south. And Silent's just going to keep drawing the attention of that LMG fire. It may work out for Animal House. They may find themselves an opportunity to get a couple of picks here. Looks like, what kind of scope does Hubs have on there? Say, going for a long angle without the extra range in sights. Virus peeks out and spots a very exposed rotator. Gets one kill. There's just 2 more to go before Animal House are in a bit of a tough bind. Silent Night has worked up to the 3-story. Soda's here waiting. Ooh, Squirfy goes down as Silent peeks out and catches a shot through 3 windows, a doorway and 2 windows. Comms that in, and Soda swings off of that communication. Silent able to pull up the rifle with one hand and drop Soda just before he goes down. It is a 1v2. Nolamite is trying to work his way up here. I don't know. I think the prone might just deny Virus the angle here for now. All Virus has to really do here is peek up and over. He's not doing it. Pat is out here from Nolamite, just a few feet away from Nolamite getting himself into a spot where he could prone up to objective and take the final map. A good hold from Virus. He's come in clutch on a couple of these defensive rounds for Peacekeepers this series so far, and he does so again in that White House position, snagging them the 3-2 lead, and now just 1 point away from sweeping the series. Into our next round. Same objective. Animal House do not get that fast spawn. They do get that northeast spawn.
I mean, the fact that you went for it, good job.
So we'll see if Animal House is going to be ready for this. If you don't ID the quick spawn, you can act off of the knowledge that they're not there. So that is what Willow does. Sprints down the south street and gets quickly into the 3-story. Green Theft doing the same. And that gets them into a very solid position where they can watch that other side of objective. It does expose the south ravine entry point. Weakens your defense in the south, but unless Peacekeepers stack 5 to that ravine, it's still probably going to be relatively even matchups, 1 apiece, and that does seem to be the case. You look at the overhead, a real spread out attack here from Peacekeepers.
2nd story.
Early shots coming in from Nardu, trying to find those long range angles. Virus scoops up one in the north. Excuse me, the south. Finds one on that south hilltop. Squirfy putting rounds downrange as well. Gonna get up onto that hill and be a supporting threat, pumping LMG fire downrange. Be able to support his squad as they push towards the objective. Virus also here in the south with a LMG. Could be a lot of suppressing fire coming down towards the objective when the push comes. Willow does kill Fume. I think that was an already... I'm not sure what happened there, but Willow finds the kill. Virus just able to get around the corner, catches a shot in the tail from Silent Night, and goes to re-peek the angle as Silent's dumping flashes and nades up towards the ravine. Would have been a great nade if Virus had kept pushing. Perfectly placed there.
Drone just came out from kind of center hotel area.
This does look like a nice push from Peacekeepers. They're pinching from all directions. They have Virus here. They've got one way up on the hill. Scorpy way up there with the LMG. Silent Night could ID that potentially, but seems to be pretty dialed into Virus's position. There's the push coming in. Soda trades. Will-O-Wisp next up. Nardu crosses and doesn't go down. Willow tries to apply the pressure. The res doesn't come in. Captain Soda still down there. Now Nardu comes down for the res. Willow swings just at the right time, finds the kill. Soda still resable. As I say that, Willow finds the confirm. Shots coming up now towards Virus. He is the last attacker. The long hill rotation doesn't pay off, and Animal House almost pushing this one to a 3-3 in the map in this final map.
It's just me. Damn it.
Virus aware now of their predicament. Oh, looks for hubs, but CJ is in the bottom floor, not the top, and finds himself the angle and the kill. 3-3, all tied up. Animal House decide now to apply the pressure on the score line and keep things close. Couldn't quite do it on Quarantine or Quest, and I think it's because the range tends to seemingly lend towards the Animal House favor a little bit more. You see Peacekeepers try and act fast off of some of these plays, try and move in quick towards the objective, and those were pretty well shut down by Animal House, and Animal House really not able to get through the Peacekeepers defense, so it's just been a bit of a back and forth here between the bulk rounds, and curious to see if what the strategy is of approach. Where's the final objective is the question. I think it is a old one, nothing new. Yep, standard corner. Depending on the spawn, action could unfold right away here, so we are all tied up here, 3 apiece in the final map. Peacekeepers on defense. And look at this, the quick spawn for Animal House. If this defense isn't careful, they could suffer a very early pick. Soda, fortunate that no early peaks have come in from Nolamite there. He does get safely up to his defensive position. He's going to continue, I was going to say, he's going to continue to push up towards Redcar, but does tuck in. And standard hold. Not going to be able to catch out this rotation coming in from the Animal House team, dropping off of that northeast spawn. They're going to swing all the way around to the south ravine, it seems.
There's only so many places they can hide. Let them come to you.
6 minutes on the clock. There's all the time in the world to rotate out like this. Drop down into the ravine. Willow takes the first peek. Doesn't ID anyone. As soon as shots come in, it's going to be the ravine push given away, so I wonder how long they're going to play this one silent. Silent now, looking for a kill here, trying to find a nice little gap. Nolamite with some good shots to distract. May draw a couple more eyes than necessary up to the north. If you look at the overhead, you do see the defense heavily stacked towards objective, so this south entry going to be relatively uncontested. Virus, the only one that's going to be picking off anyone here until it comes time to crash onto objective. Unless, of course, Nolamite manages to find one in the north. CJ's dropped off the 2-story, begins the push. Gonna be their best chance of contesting Virus in the 2-story.
So, you like Frosted Flakes or Fruit Loops? Because me, I'm kind of a Frosted Flakes fan, you know? Just sugar-coated greatness.
Squirfy manages to find one. CJ should be aware of Virus's location, but if anything, the comms aid him in finding that kill, and Animal House are down to 3.
Well, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Peacekeepers keeping it lighthearted, singing songs as they defend and catch suppressive fire their way. Green looking for anything prone. Nolo pushing up through the center. Gonna have to deal with Nardu. Nardu finds that pickup nice and easy.
Transport truck in the east.
Green Theft still prone, pushing up, and Willow, the final 2 of Animal House here. Peacekeepers doing a great job to defend and hold on to this one, but sort of how the round ended up going. A bunch of Volk back and forth. Animal House not quite done yet. They only have 2. The kill feed a little bit inaccurate up top there. Willow very quietly working their way up, and Fume with a slice of an angle catches Willow on the edge there. Green Theft now the lone attacker in a 1v5, throws out some smokes and drops back for a rotation that he doesn't have a ton of time for. 1:22 on the clock. 6-minute timer not helping him here. Probably the right approach, but still going into a kill box. Has to deal with Soda, Nardu, then Fume on the 2-story. And Soda's here. He gets past him just barely, but not ready for the follow-up as he dives inside. Peacekeepers confirm the kill and take the series 4-3. Well, 3-0 really. All 3 maps going into their favor. A commanding W from them. And this Peacekeepers team really coming out the gate here in Season 1 looking coordinated and fast. Certainly something that squads are going to have to watch out for when they go up against Peacekeepers is that ability to quick play, because they demonstrated it well here in this series. And entertaining to watch, to say the least. Animal House tough series, honestly. Peacekeepers just played a little bit tighter, and that's what gets them that overall dub. A fun one to tune into, and I do appreciate everyone that was hanging out for the duration of the series through the tech pauses and all. Quick shout out to all of our sponsors: HyperX, Asterion, Rebuff Reality, ProTube, VR Cover, Cyber Shoes, B Haptics, and VRware, all coming together to sponsor the VR Master League. There's a lot, but it's what makes the league so great, is to have all these awesome sponsors providing prizing, so teams have something to compete for. With that said, my name has been NightFiree with 2 E's, my co-caster Anonymouse. We will see you all this weekend with some very hype action, so be sure to tune in to this channel and OML3, where some of our new casters will be working away and getting the hang of things. So I'd appreciate it if you stopped in there, gave a shout out to anyone that's casting there. And that's it. We'll see you all this weekend for more action.